Hello students, welcome back to the online classes of science. This is your Naimam is back again with a new lesson, that is heat and measurement. In our previous class we have learned about uh, uh, some of the side headings. We have even learned about the heat energy, yes, and conversion of energies we have learned. And in this class we are going to learn about heat and temperature. Okay, we are going to learn about heat and temperature. So if you stand close to the fire, you will feel warm, right? When you stand close to the fire, you will feel warm. When a warm object is placed close to a cooler object, heat energy moves from warm object to cooler object, isn't it? So, for example, if you take a glass of milk, okay, you are having a glass of milk, and this milk glass is very hot. This glass is very hot. Now what you're going to do, you're just going to place this hot glass. This is very hot, and you are placing this hot glass into one container which is filled with water. Okay, this container is filled with water. So now you can see that because this water is cold water, okay, this is cold water and this is hot milk. Okay, this is hot milk. So now you can see that the heat energy, that is the heat, this hotter heat is entering this into the water. Okay, this hot energy of milk is entering into cold water. So that means energy is transferring from high temperature to low temperature, right? Where you are seeing that this energy is getting transferred. It is getting transferred from where the temperature is more, the heat, where the water hot milk is there, and from this milk the temperature, this is cold water. So here we can see that there is a decrease in this milk, yes, and heat, and here there is increase in cold water heat, yes. So you can see the temperature increases here in cold water and temperature decreases here in the hot milk, isn't it? So if you want to know what is the temperature of hot milk and what is the temperature of cold water, how you are going to measure? How we are going to know? This is known just by the thermometer. How do we come to know? We come to know that heat temperature is a measure of heat that in a body, and which indicates the ability of a body to give or absorb heat from another body. So as we have come to know what is temperature, then how we are going to know how much is the temperature? See, and we are just going to know the temperature by using the thermometer. Okay, we are going to see, whenever we go to hospital, as we have already discussed in our video, when we go to hospital, what do we find? We find a thermometer. Doctor first takes a thermometer. He measures the uh, temperature of your body by using thermometer, isn't it? He uses, right? Yes. Without thermometer, how will he come to know whether he will use a digital thermometer or he will use a glass thermometer? Yes. With that only he will come to know what is the temperature of your body. So let us see how is thermometer. Okay. See, as we have already seen the thermometer, here I have just simply drawn a picture. You can even you can see this in the picture also. Okay, digital picture also. So you can see that the one end of the tube, one end of the thermometer is having a bulb here, glass bulb. This bulb is filled with mercury. Okay, at the other end you can see that there is a small round cap like capillary tube. Okay, it's a round cap like capillary tube which is sealed. Okay, which is sealed after removing the air from the test tube. Okay, from this capillary tube, this whole length is nothing but a capillary tube which is made up of glass. Okay, and you can see that there is a scale arranged here. There is a scale arranged here. You can see the readings. These are the readings. You can find 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 120, and so on. So these they are being marked here. The scale is being marked here, and the middle one, you can see that this is a glass tube bulb. In this you can find a mercury, and this is your capillary tube, and it's a stem. Okay, and this is your capillary tube. Yes, this is your capillary tube. Sorry, this is your hook. Sorry, this is your hook. This is sealed at the top after removing the air, and this is called your hook, stem, capillary tube, mercury, glass bulb. Okay, so all the thermometers are based on the fact that the matter expands on heating. To understand the working of a thermometer, we need to know about the expansion of the matter on heating. Okay, how we are going to know? So, expansion of liquid due to heat. So, we'll take a flat bottom flask and fill it with colored water. Okay, simply we'll take a flat bottom flask and we will fill it with colored water. So what we are doing, we are taking some colored liquid in this, and we are just placing, covering it with the this scale. Okay, reading scale. Then what we are doing, we are just playing this whole apparatus into this hot water trough. Okay, so then what we are seeing, when the heat is passing from this to hot water trough to this colored liquid, what is happening? We can see that there is an increase in the temperature. Okay, and when we remove this water and we will place out here, and we will see that water, this colored water, it gets again contracted. Okay, that means on cooling it gets contracted, that is the temperature is again it falls down. That means what? The water, it gets expanded on heating. Okay, what happens? It gets expanded on heating, and it gets contracted, yani it comes closer when it gets cool. Okay, on cooling. Same this is happening with the example, one more example we can say mercury. Okay, mercury. So what has happened? This mercury also, when it is heated, it get expanded, and when it is getting cool, again it comes back to its original size and shape. That's why we are using the mercury in this glass bulb. Okay, that is the reason why we are using this mercury in the glass bulb. So why, when this thermometer is coming in contact with the hot body, what is happening? This mercury present in this glass bulb is getting expanded. Okay, then when we check out the temperature, then after some time slowly it gets contracted to its original shape and size. Fine, that's why we use mercury. Okay, why we use mercury but not alcohol in this glass bulb? Because alcohols also get expanded now. Why we are not using that? Because when we are saying when we come to the properties of mercury, you can see that its expansion is uniform. Okay, for equal amount of heat, it gets expanded equally, and when the temperature decreases, it gets contracted equally. This doesn't happen with the alcohol. So it is an opaque and shining. It's very, it looks like a luxurious matter. It's very attractive. It does not stick to the sides of the glasses. It does not even get, when it is placed in the glass tube, it is not sticking to the glass bulb. It is easily available in the pure state in the market. You can find it, and it is a good conductor of heat. Whereas when you see the properties of alcohol, we can see that we can record the very low temperature also, but at its expansion for degrees Celsius rises in temperature very large. Okay, but at high temperatures we cannot measure with the alcohol. and it can be colored brightly and hence easily visible. Okay, so how we are going to use this thermometer? Simply we are going to place this thermometer in the body, or which we are just allowing the thermometer to come in contact with the hot body, and we will see that this temperature is getting, increased. That is, the mercury starts expanding till the wherever whatever amount of temperature is there, the lead scale, it will stop. After taking out, we can see that the scale, this mercury is expanded to some reading, and we will mark it as the temperature of that hot body. Fine. So let us know how, see what happens now. The readings are visible here, so we are able to understand the we are able to know the or record the readings. But once when there is no visibility of the, suppose after a long use of this, prolonged use of this thermometer, you find the readings have been, misplaced. So then how you are going to get back the reading? We are going to learn that, fine, with a small activity. Simply we are going to take a container, okay, and to this container we are going to add some ice cubes. Okay, we are going to add some ice cubes. Now to this ice cubes, what we are going to do, we are going to add one thermometer also in this. Okay, we are just going to add one thermometer, and we don't know the readings of this thermometer. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to add the flame here. Okay, we are going to add the flame here. Now what is happening when you are starting to heat? Okay, you have just taken some ice in a beaker, then the thermometer we have placed in it. Then what we are going to do, we are going to leave the ice for few minutes. Okay, we are going to leave the ice for few minutes. Then the level of mercury remains same. Level of mercury remains same. At some time, for some time, the level of mercury remains same till the ice is starting to melt. We will just leave that like that only at the room temperature, and we will see that the mercury starts to be in its level only. It is not going to change. It will be constant only, it is not increasing. So that is called as 0 degrees, that it is at 0 degrees. So this is called as melting point. That is, for few, at a constant time, for it remains constant temperature, that is the temperature is not changing. So that is called as melting point. So you can measure it as 0 degrees, you can mark it as 0 degrees. So now what we are doing, we are just going to start the burner. We are going to start to heat it. So now what is happening, it will start boiling the water. That is, the ice gets start melting while converting the water into steams. Yes, it will be converted into some steams, and you can see that the vapor is coming out of it, and the ice is starting to melt. Ice is starting to melt into water. Then slowly you can see that the water starts boiling. Yes, what is happening, it will start boiling when it is getting converted into steams. Then the mercury level starts rising and reaches beyond which it doesn't rise. Okay, it will now, the mercury level will start increasing, and it will reach to a point where it does not increases. Okay, where it does not increases. So it will reach to a point where it does not increases. So this is marked as 100 degrees. Okay, 100 degrees Celsius. That means when there is no change in the temperature and no melting and no heating, then that means where at the start where it is at constant temperature for few minutes, then it is called as melting point. And after getting boiled, it will reach a certain temperature and it will remain constant for some time, and that is called as boiling point. It is called as boiling point. That is nothing but it is at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, it is at 100 degrees Celsius. So this is called as boiling point and this is called as melting point of water. So in this you can easily measure and draw the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So now you got the melting point and the boiling point of the water. With this you can easily mark the readings with the help of your scale on the thermometer. So this thermometer was first invented by Galileo. Who invented this thermometer? It was invented by Galileo. By whom it was invented? It was invented by Galileo in 1593 AD. In this thermometer, air was used as the thermometric substance as air rapidly expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Further, the substance that is used in the thermometer has uniform expansion or contraction with the rise or fall of temperature. Simply in the air also, if you just keep the thermometer, you can see that at some different times the temperature of the in the thermometer also varies. So for example, if you take at the morning, you can see the temperature is different. At the noon you can see the temperature is different. At the evening the temperature is different. So you can mark it with the in the records. Okay, so as we see, they are as we come to know, we have known about the uh, thermometer, how we are using thermometer and how we are going to mark the readings when there is a loss of these readings on the thermometer. So thank you for watching. In next class we will learn about the further topic of thermometer. Thank you.